Robert Kiyosaki. What separates the rich and the wealthy?
Wealthy. Rich. These terms are used so often by our society, but have you ever stopped for a minute and wondered if there are any differences between those two?
You may have heard these terms used interchangeably to describe someone with financial success, but as it turns out, there are some significant distinctions between the two. Today, we'll be looking at the insights of Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, to understand these differences and how they can impact our lives greatly. Have you ever stopped to think about the true difference between the wealthy and the rich? In today's society, these terms are often used interchangeably to describe someone with financial success, but they do not necessarily mean the same thing. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, has spent years studying and writing about the distinction between the two. He believes that there are significant differences between the wealthy and the rich, and understanding these differences can be crucial for our own financial success and happiness. In this video, we'll be exploring Kiyosaki's insights on the topic and how they can impact our lives. So let's dive in and see what sets the wealthy and the rich apart. Liabilities as opposed to assets. Kiyosaki explains that the wealthy tend to live below their means and invest in assets, while the rich spend everything they make and invest in liabilities. The wealthy also tend to think long-term and want to give back, while the rich focus on short-term gains and want to accumulate more. Additionally, the wealthy often earn their money through passive income, such as investments, while the rich tend to earn their money through active income, like a high-paying job. According to Kiyosaki, the wealthy are those who live below their means, invest in assets, and think long-term. They also tend to prioritize education, health, relationships, and expectations in their lives, and strive for balance in these areas. On the other hand, the rich are those who spend everything they make, invest in liabilities, and focus on short-term gains. They may prioritize accumulating wealth above all else, sometimes at the expense of other important areas of their lives. Earning and managing money. One key difference between the wealthy and the rich is how they earn and manage their money. The wealthy tend to earn their money through passive income, such as investments in real estate, stocks, or businesses. This means they are making money even when they are not actively working. The rich, on the other hand, tend to earn their money through active income, like a high-paying job. This means they are reliant on their job for their financial security, rather than having multiple streams of income. In terms of managing their money, the wealthy tend to be smart and disciplined with their spending. They live below their means and invest in assets that will generate long-term wealth. The rich, on the other hand, may have a more lavish lifestyle and may be more prone to overspending. They may invest in liabilities, such as expensive cars or boats, that do not generate long-term wealth. Mindset and values. Another important distinction is the mindset and values of the wealthy versus the rich. The wealthy have a long-term perspective and understand that building wealth takes time and effort. They are willing to put in the work and make sacrifices in the present in order to secure a more financially stable future. They also tend to have a giving mindset and want to use their wealth to make a positive impact on the world. On the other hand, the rich may have a short-term focus and prioritize immediate gratification over long-term stability. They may be more focused on accumulating wealth for personal gain rather than for the benefit of others. It's like the old saying goes, the rich get richer while the poor get poorer. But it's not just about how much money someone makes. Kiyosaki argues that wealth is not just about financial assets, but also about education, health, relationships, and expectations. The wealthy prioritize these areas and strive for balance, while the rich may neglect them in pursuit of accumulating more wealth. They may prioritize their job or business over their health and relationships, or sacrifice their education in favor of making more money. Ultimately, it's about finding a balance between financial success and personal fulfillment. The wealthy understand this, while the rich may focus solely on the financial aspect. As Kiyosaki says, it's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. The wealthy understand this and strive to create a sustainable and fulfilling life for themselves and those around them. Wealth as a part of the journey. The journey to wealth can be a long and challenging road, but it's one that is worth taking. For many, becoming wealthy involves putting in the hard work and making smart financial decisions. This may involve starting a business, investing in real estate or stocks, or saving and budgeting wisely. It requires discipline, dedication, and a long-term perspective. On the other hand, becoming rich can sometimes be more reliant on external factors, such as a high-paying job, inheritance, or winning the lottery. While it is possible for anyone to become wealthy through their own efforts, becoming rich may require more luck and privilege. It's important to note that wealth is not just about financial assets, but also about education, health, relationships, and expectations. The wealthy understand this and strive to create a sustainable and fulfilling life for themselves and those around them. So if you're on the journey to wealth, don't get discouraged. It may take time, but the rewards of financial success and personal fulfillment are worth it. Remember, it's not just about how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. By focusing on these things and adopting a wealth mindset, you can set yourself up for a brighter financial future. So, keep working hard and make smart financial decisions, and you too can join the ranks of the wealthy. So in conclusion, the difference between the wealthy and the rich is much more than just the amount of money they have. While the wealthy may not necessarily make more money than the rich, they have a different mindset and values that set them apart. They prioritize long-term stability over immediate gratification, invest in assets rather than liabilities, and strive for balance in all areas of their life. On the other hand, the rich may have a short-term focus and prioritize accumulating wealth for personal gain. They may neglect their education, health, relationships, and expectations in pursuit of financial success. While the terms wealthy and rich may seem similar on the surface, they can actually represent very different lifestyles and mindsets. By understanding and embracing the principles of wealth, rather than just chasing financial success, we can create a more fulfilling and sustainable life for ourselves. Thanks for tuning in to learn about the differences between the wealthy and the rich. If you're interested in learning more about wealth and financial literacy, be sure to check out the work of Robert Kiyosaki and other experts in the field. Remember, it's not just about how much money you make, it's about how you use and manage it.